Hey everyone, this is Ryan Liebert here, and today we're going to be reading We Move the World. So, as you can see, let's take a look at this cover here. And what do we notice about the cover? What do we think this book could be about? We see a lot of different kids, and they all look kind of different, right? But they're all still kids, they're all still going for the same thing, all putting their hands up towards the world. So what do we think this book will be about then? Well, let's see if your guess is right. First words and first steps. We stretch, we grow. Reaching and climbing, we wonder and play. At home and school, we stand up, we show up. In big and small ways, we move the world. So here's that first picture there. And we see that it's pretty similar to the cover, just from behind, right? And what do you think these kids are doing? They're lifting up the world, but what do you think that means? Because you're not literally pushing the world up, right? Oh, there's my cat. We say our first words, we use our voices for equality. Supreme Court Justices Ruth Bader Ginsburg, Sonia Sotomayor, and Elena Kagan have all worked to ensure we are all treated fairly under law. We take our first steps, we walk on the moon. Astronauts Buzz Aldrin and Neil Armstrong were the first to step surface on the moon in 1969. So here's that first picture, and here's that second. And we know that they just made a comparison. Do you guys know what a comparison is? It's when we take two things and we see how they're alike and how they're different. So it says on here that we say our first words and we use our voices for equality, and then it gives us an example of people who use their words as their job. And we take our first steps, we walk on the moon, because they took the first steps on the moon. So what do we think this book is going to be all about then? It's going to have in it a bunch. Because we can see here it's got a couple of these comparisons already. Do you think that whole book's going to be full of them? We jump in puddles, we leap over obstacles. Misty Copeland made history when she became the first African-American principal ballerina in the American Ballet Theater. So here's another one with a great example. We see two kids running around playing, and then we see someone who does that professionally. Is there anything that you guys do at home that you love doing? Running and jumping around or playing a certain game? Because you can probably think of a job or something that you can use that relates to that, right? Like they like to jump and play, and how much jumping do the ballerina have to do? A lot, right? We sing our hearts out. We unite our voices in harmony. On one night in 1985, dozens of famous singers came together to record the song We Are the World, which raised over $60 million to help fix the growing hunger problem in Africa. So it's pretty cool that people were able to sing and change the world with it. And do we think that might be how it means when we move the world? When we move the world, we're not pushing it, but we might be changing it, right? We draw a picture all by ourselves. We create a memorial with others. First displayed in 1987, the AIDS Memorial Quilt honors the 32 million lives that have been lost to AIDS. So there's another great picture there. And I asked you earlier if you had anything that you like to do for fun that you think you could do in the real world. Well, let's think about that again. Because you guys like to draw, I'm sure, right? Everyone likes to draw. Could you imagine that if you were drawing, it could raise money for something super important? Or you could change someone's life just from a drawing? Do you guys know of any other drawings that are really important to anything? We soar high into the sky. We take flight with our inventions. The Wright brothers became the first to design, build, and successfully pilot an airplane in 1903. We conquer the monkey bars and we win Olympic medals. Osaka Masters have won gold, silver, and bronze medals in skiing, rowing, cycling, and the biathlon events at the Paralympics. So here are a couple more pictures there. Those are the Wright brothers. And did you guys know that the Wright brothers are actually from Ohio? And here's the Paralympics. Have you guys ever heard of the Paralympics? It's like the Olympics where everyone has to play a bunch of sports, but for people who have some sort of disability. Maybe they don't have an arm, but they still can throw. So it shows that even though we're different, we can still all do the same things, right? Do you guys have anything that you thought you couldn't do before, but now you know you can after working on it? We search for seashells on the shore, and we dive deep to expand our world. Sylvia Earle walked on the first ocean floor at the deepest depths anyone had ever set, and went on to get the world record for it in 1979. So here's a really nice picture here. You can see her in the ocean floor and someone at the shore. We share with friends, we encourage kindness. Fred Rogers started the television program Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood in 1968. Decades later, his vision for compassion continues. So here's a great picture there. And do you guys have any TV shows that you think have taught you something cool? Because Fred Rogers had this Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood show, which I love. And it would teach kids a whole bunch of things. And I'm sure you guys have seen shows like that too, right? Have you guys ever learned anything really cool from that? We plant flowers and we sow the seeds for change. Wangari Maathai founded the Green Belt Movement in 1977, an organization that planted 30 million trees. Here's that. So we keep seeing all these people are doing something that helps others, right? But when they're helping others, they're using things that they may have learned to do as a young kid, or they may love doing, and they love helping others too, so it goes together perfectly. What's the time that you guys have helped someone else? Have you guys ever helped someone when they fell, or been there when someone was sad? Anything like that? We solve puzzles, we hold the key. Native American code talkers were critical in both world wars, the Korean War and the Vietnam War, because they used their own indigenous languages to communicate secret messages to Allied troops, saving thousands of lives. And here's that picture right there. We take a knee for an injured player, we kneel for social justice. In 2016, as thousands anticipated the game in the stadium and millions more watched it on their TVs at home, Colin Kaepernick kneeled during the national anthem to protest how black people are treated in the United States. Here's that. And then we cheer for our friends and we march for love. There are pride parades all around the world, and in 2017, over 5 million people showed up to celebrate the right to choose who they loved in Brazil. So we can see that page too. So we can see how important it is to help others who may be treated not right. They may be treated meanly by some other people. We care for others, we rescue our community. Spending all day on their feet and risking their own lives, healthcare workers treated patients during the pandemic that began in 2020. And I bet you guys know all about that, right? How have you guys felt during all that? Have you felt maybe sad and lonely, or have you enjoyed being able to spend all that time by yourself and not have to go to school? We stand up to bullies, we speak up and speak out. At 17 years old, Malala became the youngest winner of the Nobel Peace Prize for her work in advocating education for young Pakistani girls. So I'm sure you guys know all about bullying, and we know how wrong it is. But there are some places where that's the normal thing, is to be bullied. We dream about our future, and we rise up for a better world. On a hot day in 1963, people came from all over the country to hear Martin Luther King Jr. speak his now famous words, "I have a dream." And when he says, "I have a dream," we don't think he's talking about sleeping, right? Have you guys ever heard someone say that they had a dream and then talk about what they want in the future? We see here that this boy is dreaming about being a firefighter, but he's not just doing it when he's sleeping. What kind of dreams do you guys have? Do you want to do something when you get older? Be a doctor or be, something cool like an astronaut? As movers and shakers, we inquire, we inspire. As artists and activists, we persist and resist. And as dreamers and doers, we believe and achieve. How you move just might move the world. So here we are back to that first picture we saw. And we see even more kids now. So what did we think about that book? At the end, when we saw all those other kids, what did it make you think about? That you could be one of those kids too, who helps move the world? A lot of people do a lot of great things, and you guys could do some great things too. What are some ideas you guys might have that you could do to help people or help your community? Maybe have something like a day where you help feed homeless people, or a day where you go and help out the firefighters, maybe give them some lunch. Who knows? There's plenty of things you guys can do, and anyone can do, to help change the world, even in small ways or in big ways. And I want you guys to think about those ways that you think that you could move the world. That's all for today. Have a great rest of your day.